It's Jason Pearson here, and today I have Marian Anderson on here. He's a 70, I think it's 76,
Yep,
77,
76.
76-year-old woman who just recently lost about 28 pounds in the program, has more energy than ever. Her cholesterol went down, blood pressure went down, and probably some more things. Either way, we're going to get the story from her today on her experience here. So how you doing, Marian?
Good, thanks. How
All
are
right.
you?
I'm doing excellent. Just enjoying this weather here. So let's get into it here. So, Marian, give us a little bit of your backstory here. Give us a little history of of yourself and who you are and what you're trying to accomplish. Have you tried any other diets in the past, or however many? What were your internal and external struggles, and what wall did you hit that brought you onto the Jason Pearson diet?
Well, probably the biggest thing that brought me onto the diet was that I weighed a lot. I weighed about what I weigh now when I first moved out to California in 1981.
Mm-hmm.
And I worked professionally for a municipality and did a lot of public kinds of jobs where I was managing different groups, senior meals programs, grant writing, special events, things like that for a number of years. And then I retired a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always had a little bit of a battle with my weight. I love to eat, and so that's always been a problem because
Mm-hmm.
I used to have, not anymore, but I used to have a big love of anything that was breads and sweets.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a friend, after I moved out here and retired, I had a friend, I'm in the desert, incidentally, so that's why it's still light out here, because it's not sunset yet.
Mm-hmm.
Had a friend who tried your diet, lives in the same retirement community that I'm in now,
Mm-hmm.
and he was really successful at it, and he just raved about it, and I thought, well, I know how I'm supposed to eat, I just don't know whether I can really stick to it and what I would need to stick to it. I put on, when I met and married the spouse that I have now, when we moved out to the desert, her mother had to come and live with us. And she's been very ill physically for a number of years. And because at one time we were both involved in triathlons, and I had knee surgery, so I stopped, and she continued. Somebody needed to stay home with her mother and take care of her as long as she was living with us, because she couldn't be left alone.
Mm-hmm.
So I noticed after that I really started putting on the weight because I didn't do all the things that I used to do. So after we placed her in a facility, I thought, I really need to do something for myself now because it's a little different. Can't do the triathlons anymore because I can't run, but I can still do the other stuff, and I still do bicycling and swimming. When my friend Mike told me about your diet, I talked to you, and I really thought this would be a way to drop the weight and then to start toning everything up. Because I firmly believe in living to a nice old age and be really active. I have a lot of relatives in my family who lived well into their 90s, into their late 90s. But I figured if I'm going to do it, I need to do it and be healthy at it. So I saw that as an opportunity to do it.
Okay, awesome. And so you came on the program, and how long on the program were you might have had the aha moment, like this is working, and there's no doubt in my mind this is working for me. I'm starting to feel better, or whatever you might have experienced along the way. What was that point?
Well, one of the nice things about it was that every time I got on the scales, I was losing weight. And when I got to after 10 pounds, I thought, wow, I've really got it made. I have to admit, I tried a few times of cheating a little bit, and so that's why it took me a little longer than if I'd stayed on it the way I should have.
Mm-hmm.
But I enjoy what I'm eating. My partner is a vegetarian, so we always have eaten pretty good, just got away from it.
Mm-hmm.
And with your diet, it's a lot of food, it's a lot of variety, and it's all the things that I like to eat. So I got back into eating the salads and all of the lean meats and stuff. and the fish and things that we've always liked to do, and the vegetables. So that really made it a lot easier than I thought it would be. So probably about 2 weeks into it, when I had first lost all the weight and I wasn't hungry and I didn't crave anything, I think that was probably my aha moment that this is really working.
That's awesome. And so that's awesome. So after that, did you experience any conflict along the way after that, losing the rest of your weight in the program, or how'd things go after that?
Yeah, I did. I was doing pretty good, and I was thinking that, yeah, this is pretty good. I can do this. And then I had company come spend a week, and you got company in your house, and you eat a little bit differently.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that there were some things that I kind of cheated at, but then I went right back onto the regular menus, and especially drinking the water, and it dropped right back off again. So there were a couple of different times throughout probably the last month where I would hit a plateau and stay at that weight for maybe a couple of days or so, especially if we went out with friends for a birthday or something. But then, all of the stuff that you put in there about learning how to eat when you go out and things to make substitutes for, and then especially drinking the water, which has been one of my challenges. It made a difference, and so the weight started coming back off again, even though I moved on to phase 2. It still was coming off.
Well, that's awesome. And so, what was the end result would you achieve on this program so far? I think tell us how much weight you lost, and I know it was around 3 months you did that in. I know you had some health issues. What were those? What got better? I know your energy got better. Just tell us everything. What did you achieve?
Well, one of the reasons when I first went on it was that the size clothes I was in were starting to get too tight, and I didn't want to go to a larger size. So I've actually gotten down to the size that I was wearing when I first moved out to California in 1981. So that's a long time. That's back down to what I weighed when I was, 30 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, that made a big difference. So I got to go out and buy some more clothes that fit, but it was always nice, putting on something and realizing that the waist no longer fit and the legs were no longer tight, especially out here in California, because in the desert it's been very warm all year. And so we don't put on a lot of heavy clothes or anything. So that was really nice. I liked that. I'm still working with my high blood pressure, but that's, when you're 76 years old, it kind of comes after menopause, so you're dealing with that regardless. I have that under control, and so, the doctors are very happy about that. And when I went for my physical, my cholesterol was down, my BMI was smaller, all of the markers that they look for were all good. So that's the first time that it has changed in probably 6 years.
Wow. What did your doctor say when you saw all those changes?
Oh, they thought that was really great.
That's good. So after that, along this whole process here, did you have any personal transformation that you experienced because of the JPD?
Other than it brought me back to a lot of the things that I really knew years ago to do, and reminded me that it really isn't that hard to do it. It's a lifestyle that is very comfortable to be in, and it's a lifestyle that's easy to maintain.
Mm-hmm.
And I especially like the results I'm getting. So I get a lot of compliments about how thin I look, and even some saying, don't lose any more weight, that kind of thing. My biggest challenge right now is getting the toning back up again. Because I was a lot more active, and I haven't been through the first phases.
Yeah.
So I need, other than the walking. So challenging right now is is between my age and the lunge matrix, keeping my balance.
Yes, keep your balance. That's funny. Yeah, you're gonna get more balance through the program in phase 2 and stuff, and getting toned up through there in phase 3 also. Did you get a chance to read that Stronger Woman Manifesto? And if so, what'd you think about that?
Yes, I did read it, and I really like it. In fact, I'm going to print it out and taped it to my wall, my mirror in my bathroom. It's almost like a something that you can go in and read every day to just remind you. Because I come from a family of strong women, and I believe that that's what we want. And I have 2 daughters, and I've, tried to encourage them to be strong, and they're pretty good on their own too.
That's awesome. And so if somebody is watching this video right now and they're wondering, like, is this program for me? Should I do this program? Will it work for me? And should I get started now, or should I procrastinate, or whatever it might be? What would you tell them?
I would say don't procrastinate. Go ahead and try it. It's a whole life. It's a way of living. It's a lifestyle change, but it's not something that, talking about diets means that, you're dying at something. You always look at it as being, I have to give up stuff. But the things that you give up are the things that really aren't good for you. And what I found is that you get back to tasting real food the way that it should be. And the big thing now everywhere is, go from what they talk about, farm to plate, that kind of stuff, where you're eating the real thing and you're not putting a lot of wrong stuff into it. You're not eating a lot of processed stuff. And this just makes it easier to follow, because it's an easy way to live your life out, and it's a healthy way. So why not?
Absolutely. Well, thanks so much for coming out here, Marian, and you heard it from her. So if you're interested in get started with the program, there should be a link around here you should actually be able to click on, or you can go to strongerwoman.com, or you can go to jasonpearsondiet.com. That's Pearson, and there you can get some more information and see if it's going to be a good fit for you. And if so, I'd love to work with you, and I'd love to see your results coming in, just like the thousands of other women that I've helped across the world, and getting results just like I've got from Marian here and everyone else. So anyways, thanks so much. Look forward to working with you, and have a great evening.